Alright. Time to go to space, alright. Interstellar. Alright, so Interstellar is a movie starring Michael McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Michael Caine, and some other actors that you may or may not know are in the movie. So let me just say, this movie's been getting a little... This movie was my second most anticipated movie of the year. The one movie I was looking forward to most was X-Men Days of Future Past, and that movie lived up to expectations. Now, when I heard about this movie about a year ago, all I knew about was three things. One, the movie was directed by Christopher Nolan. Two, it was starring Matthew McConaughey. Three, in space. I was like, you had me at Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan is probably my favorite director right now. What this movie pretty much is, the world's being used up. They're running out of food. They're all going to die. Michael Caine's character tells Matthew McConaughey that your children's generation will be the last humans to be able to survive on Earth. Matthew McConaughey, he's an engineer. He was a farmer, an astronaut. He lives in a world now that practice is no longer feasible. So he's recruited to this mission to go into space, find a new home for the Earth, and so the human race can survive. First off, the cast of this movie, they're all awesome. You have Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey he was that actor who everyone's like, Matthew McConaughey, he keeps doing those rom-coms. But then he turned his career around. In movies like Lincoln Lawyer, Mud, Dallas Buyers Club, even the TV show True Detective that came out this year, which he got robbed of an Emmy in my opinion. And let me just tell you, he is just as good as in each of these roles. The reconnaissance is still going on. Now, Anne Hathaway was really well done too. The last movie I've seen her in was The Dark Knight Rises, which was also directed by Christopher Nolan. And she was a really surprise in the movie. She was actually really good. I actually really liked her. I would like to see... She's probably my favorite supporting character this year, maybe. The visual effects in this movie are really well done. Christopher Nolan is one of those traditional. He's like JJ. He believes in using film. He loves using film. That's all he ever uses. And the movie looks so good. So the score and the music, there was this one score. It sounded like an organ playing at an old church. What this movie pretty much is, take 2001 Space Odyssey, add together Gravity, and multiply it times Inception. And you get Interstellar. I say times Inception because it kind of makes you think, and that's the kind of movies I like. The movie is kind of confusing if you don't know much about astrophysics and all this stuff, but luckily I watched Doctor Who, so I know a little about it, but not really. I don't know nothing at all. Really, the main story of this movie, the movie is about finding a new home, but really it's about a dad trying to get back with his daughter. And that's the main premise of the movie, because you saw the trailer, he's like, I'll be back, Murph. I'm going to come back. In the end, I really enjoyed Interstellar. It has a good cast. The camera work was awesome. The soundtrack was great. And it was a really cool movie. It makes you think. And Interstellar is legendary. Also, a little news. I will be doing... I went to the movies with a couple friends. And they're all like, it's too confusing or stuff and makes no sense. I'm going to be doing a spoiler review of this episode. I will be releasing it on Sunday. Stay tuned for that. Now tell me, is your favorite Christopher Nolan movie? Comment below, let me know. And if you like this, click that thumbs up button. Subscribe to see more. All too easy.